Good news to report this morning for the Canadian economy. After 4 years of a slump in commodity prices, we're finally seeing them climbing again. One commodity index closed this week more than 20% above its low in January, meeting the most common definition of a bull market. And it's making Canadian stocks some of the world's hottest offerings, transforming the TSX into one of the world's best performing exchanges. And with more on this, we're joined by Jen St. Dennis. First of all, good morning, Jen. Nice to meet you over the TV.
Good morning. Nice to meet you too, Randy.
Tell us, explain to us what a bull market is.
Yeah, so this is just a really a market that's hot. You know, we compare it to the bear market, which is a down market, and that is what we have been seeing in commodities for about the last 5 years or so. We've been seeing a really, really long slump, and it's really had been a historic slump. And it had really been starting to affect the Canadian economy, especially when we started to see oil mixed in with those commodities that were really low, and we saw that oil price shock. Well, that bear market seems to be over now, and the stock market, especially the TSX in commodities, seems to be performing a lot better. So this is good news for the Canadian economy. Now, the reason this is happening is because of a few things. One is that the U.S. dollar has been weakening lately, and that affects commodities because when the U.S. dollar is strong, commodities price tends to go down, and when it's weak, they tend to go up because there's more demand for those products because of the U.S. They're priced in U.S. dollars. There's also been some supply constraints in oil and also in agricultural products, which are mixed in with the commodities index. Now, just a word of warning, though, that we still might see some sort of wild swings in commodities, so we'll have to watch this going forward.
All right. And speaking of agricultural, two Asian countries, a drought in Korea and China is literally BC farmers are making hay for a lot more money. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is a really interesting story. Korea and China experiencing the worst drought they've had in over 100 years. A very severe situation over there. It's affecting the groundwater even. Those are dropping to historic lows. But for BC farmers, they are benefiting from this situation because what they are doing is they're exporting hay over to these countries that just do not have the forage crops that they need to feed their animals. And it's really a big increase for BC farmers. Last year they exported 10,000 tons. This year it's going to be over 100,000 tons. Now this is also spurring a lot of interest from Chinese investors in BC farmland itself. They're interested in buying farmland over here. And interestingly, you know, BC is one of the few regions in North America that isn't experiencing a drought. So I talked about the drought in China and Korea. Well, places like California and Alberta have also been struggling with drought. You know, in BC, I know we complain that when it rains, we complain. We should be thankful because we're one of the places that isn't experiencing this drought, and it's good for our farmers.
Absolutely. All right, we'll leave it there. Jen St. Dennis, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning.
Thank you.